Hello, welcome back to another one of my videos. I'm Klepik, and today I will be painting Michelangelo's David on a pumpkin. Also, please excuse the weird camera angles of this video. It is really hard to film painting a pumpkin with your phone while also trying not to dox the faces of your family members also painting pumpkins with you at the same table. So I hope you enjoy it regardless. So my family at my dad's has this tradition every year. Every year we paint pumpkins together on a Sunday somewhere in October. I don't know why it's always a Sunday, and it might just be a coincidence, but it is always on a Sunday for some reason. Like, it could have been Saturday, it could have been Friday night, but no, it's Sunday. So we go to the art store near our house, and we stock up on the paints for the characters that we've pre-planned a couple days in advance for our pumpkins, and then around 1 we usually start painting pumpkins. I usually pre-plan mine like a week. I don't know about them. Sometimes they pick it on the spot, honestly, but I digress. So my brother, who's in college now, even came down to paint pumpkins, which I'm honestly kind of surprised he did, because he doesn't really live that far, maybe like an hour, but I'm still a little surprised he came down to paint pumpkins with us. Now, you might be wondering, Klepik, don't you love Hatsune Miku? I'm surprised you didn't paint her on your pumpkin. That's because I already did it last year, and I felt bad painting the same thing 2 years in a row, even if it would show some epic, insane art progress. And to be fair, my pumpkin this year did insanely improve from last year's. It just honestly would have been cool to have the same character twice and see that improvement, but sadly, no Miku, but we got Michelangelo's David because I love Michelangelo. Guys, I love this man. I love Michelangelo so much. Small side rant really quick, but the obsession I have with Michelangelo is insane. I'm reading and annotating a book on him. Every time he pops up in my class, I'm like, head up, ears alert, ready to answer any questions on him. The book I'm reading isn't even for class. I don't read on my own. I have never annotated a book by my free will in my entire life. I don't read anymore, and yet I'm reading a nonfiction biography on Michelangelo. That is crazy. I also study his sculptures by drawing them in charcoal, and it's honestly improved my faces so much. I love the way I draw faces so much more now because they look so Michelangelo-y. That's not a word, but I'm making it a word. Especially for this one character I'm working on right now, who may or may not be popping up around here and there for a massive art project I'm working on. Is that ominous enough for you guys to be curious about that? I hope so. So back on the actual main topic of this video, I'll start actually talking about the painting process. So every single year, I completely forget how to paint a pumpkin. If you're wondering what we just use whatever acrylic paint we can get our hands on for cheap at the art store. But we also use like 5-year-old acrylic paint that we just like accumulate somehow. But I also always forget how to sketch. Like, I've tried pen, pencil, crayon, colored pencil, marker, and most of them just don't work. Like, marker just stops working on the pumpkin after like 2 strokes, and then pen digs into the pumpkin, which is kind of bad. So this year I decided to sketch in a really light gray paint, since David is a marble statue, so the actual painting would be pretty gray anyway. I started after the sketch by painting the nose. So the way I worked on this is I just fully rendered patches of the pumpkin at a time. Like, if this was a digital drawing, I would have just added base colors, or I would have started with a sketch. I would start with a sketch, I would add base colors, base shading, then render it, and then other random stuff. But since this pumpkin is obviously one really bad lumpy layer, I just went for a sketch, and then I absolutely just went balling with it and freehanded for the rest of it. So I started with the nose, and then I moved on to the right eye, and I don't know what happened, but 1 second I was adding like the outer shadows of the eye, and then the next, the eye was done and looked exactly like the reference of the statue. Like, I don't know how hard I zoned out, but in 1 second it wasn't done, and the next second it was. And not to toot my own horn, guys, but that right eyeball looks really good. After that, I think I spent too much time on the right eyeball, so I moved on to the cheek, which was pretty easy since it was just mostly flat colors, since there was a lot of light hitting it, so it would just be like a white color. And the shadows for the face in general were honestly pretty easy. It was only the details like the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, which I kept messing up, that I really had to focus on and add a lot of detail in. I also focused hard on the eyebrows, since that's where a lot of David's expression comes from in the actual sculpture. For the second eye, I was not zoned out at all. I remember all of it, and I feel like I went through it much faster than I did with the right eye. I don't think it had that big of a difference from the right eye though. By the way, the movie my family and I watched while painting were What We Do in the Shadows and Tucker and Dale. They were both really good. I've never seen Tucker and Dale before, but apparently my entire family had, and was like, "What? You've never seen Tucker and Dale?" No, I have not. What We Do in the Shadows is another tradition my family has every year, though, where we watch it every year during Christmas season or Halloween season. It's probably not a very Christmassy movie at all, and I don't know why we associate it with the winter time, but we do, so we watch it around this time every year. One last thing I wanted to talk about this video was going to be me trying to convert you to painting your pumpkin instead of carving it. And if you already do paint your pumpkins, tell me what you've painted yours this year. I'm really curious, and I might need some ideas for next year's pumpkin. Okay, so I'm just gonna start rapid firing ideas. So first, it's much more creative. You can paint whatever you want and whatever colors you want. You want to do Itadori? I did that like 2 years ago, I think. You want to do Miku? You should totally do Miku. You got that. You got this. My grandma, she did Wonder Woman from the 80s. My brother, he did a clothing brand. I don't know what it was, but it was a pink guy with yellow teeth. So if you know if you know what I'm talking about, you can theme your pumpkins with who you're painting with. Like one year my family did the green heads from Spirited Away. Your pumpkins last much longer, so you can leave your epic hard work out for display. Mine lasted last year from October to February. That's a while, guys. It is also not as nasty, because honestly, scooping guts out and stabbing pumpkin's eyes out sounds very messy and not very nice. It's also awesome house decor for months, because like I said, they last a while, and you can show off your epic artistic talent to all of your neighbors passing by, and they will admire your pumpkins and your hard work and your epic art expertise. If that list didn't convince you, I don't know what will, but you should totally at least give it a shot. Okay, I'm gonna go eat a pumpkin now, because I'm obsessed with pumpkins right now. Like, not even like pumpkin spice lattes. I am just like obsessed with boiled and raw pumpkins right now, because everybody says raw pumpkin is gross, but it's actually really good. I tried it. I was expecting something really gross, but oh my gosh, in my oh so humble opinion, raw pumpkin is really good. I'm probably gonna eat the seeds too and roast them. I love pumpkins. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. I love Halloween, guys. Happy Halloween. I'm gonna say it again. Happy Halloween. I may possibly make a Halloween video of what I did for Halloween, like just drawing my costume and stuff. So maybe, possibly expect that. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. It sounds like a fun idea. So lastly, here is a montage of all the pumpkins my family have made over the years. and that I could get from my dad. I don't know if he actually has them all saved. And then lastly, my 2024 pumpkin, some good shots, some good videos, and then some 0.5 pictures I got because I thought I was so funny while doing those. If you did like the video, you should definitely consider liking, commenting, or even subscribing. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye!